Alright, it is Coach Kyle with another tutorial, and I've got a few balls left, and the skill that we're going to work on here is essentially the lob. Alright, it's a very underused, under-taught skill. In fact, it would be hard-pressed to find any coaches teaching the lob. But let me explain. You can play tennis and almost exclusively lob. You can lob the return, you can lob all your ground strokes, and you can win a lot of tennis matches. Now, how does it differ from some of the other normal ground strokes? The main thing is the racket face angle is going to be pointing upwards a little bit more, and you're going to be sending the ball with, the racket face angle pointing upwards, as well as a slightly upwards swing. So we don't want to swing like straight up in the air, otherwise the ball won't go over the net. So if our racket face is pointing upwards and we swing straight up, the ball is going to stay on our side. What we need is the ball to go upwards and land somewhere between the service line and the baseline. Here's why this skill is important. The more you have a driving swing, meaning, when I say driving, meaning I'm driving through the ball, the more your strings need to become more flat. And here's the challenge with that is, going from flat to slightly tilted down is a very slight nuance, and a lot of beginning players, they can't tell, they can't control. Obviously, if my strings are facing down slightly, where's the ball going to go? It's not going to go in the court, it's going to go in the net or land on my side of the court. So what I propose for players just starting out, let's eliminate that possibility completely. And we do that by hitting under the ball. That's actually a great tennis shot. It would be very unusual for my opponent to attack that shot because it's so high. Now for lobs, because the ball's up in the air for so long, the wind might be blowing around, we don't want to aim for smaller targets. We want to go for that middle third most of the time, and if we miss slightly and it goes to the right third, that's okay. If it goes to the left third, it's okay, it's still in the court. So for the lobs, our target is always going to be the middle third of the court. And then it might drift one way or the other. The main tactical, I guess, or strategic thing about the lob is that it's a defensive shot. You're basically asking your opponent, hey, can you beat me with good shots? I'm just going to lob. I'm just going to lob. You can try all kinds of topspin or different shots, different targets, go for the lines or whatever. I'm just going to stand here and just push the ball back in play. I'm going to send it down the middle, no matter where I am. Even if that was a terrible lob, by the way. It was a green dot ball, that's why I didn't go very far. So even if I move forward, I might do a little lob. The good thing about the lob is it keeps the ball deep in the court. Now, if you start hitting the ball out, then you need to slow your swing down a little bit. But even if you hit the ball 30 feet above the net, that's okay. 20 feet, okay. There's no penalty for hitting high. We don't have a roof or ceiling or anything like that, so we can hit it as high as you can, keeping the ball in play. And I would propose this, that before you learn topspin or learn any kind of driving strokes, you should learn how to lob first. Because that's the quickest way to get you out on court and to be successful and potentially win a lot of matches. All you need to do is learn how to lob. And there's not a lot of technique. The technique is simply sending the strings through the bottom half of the ball in an upward motion and just developing that feel, knowing what swing speed, hand speed, arm speed you need to keep the ball in the court. You can lob open stance, you can lob neutral stance, you can probably even lob closed stance. So all of those technical nuances about stances and things like that aren't super important with a lob. The main thing for you to focus in on, contact point, we want the contact point off our front foot in most cases, and we want to make sure we get under the ball, and we want to swing slightly up. The other thing is we want to make sure that the racket as a unit travels through the contact zone and not one part of the racket going faster than the other. If the tip is going faster than the handle, you're going to have a difficult time controlling it, right? So I want the handle and the tip going roughly the same speed, and that way I can really control the face angle. So I would suggest learn the lob. Go out, practice the lob, get a basket of balls or 6 balls, and just toss to yourself, feed it, and just feel, you know, that swing speed, the face angle, the height that you and depth that you need to maintain to get the ball past the service line, which is this middle line here, and in front of this line. So this giant blue area right here, it's like 400 square feet. If you can find this area and hit, say, 8 out of 10, then you're going to win a lot of tennis matches. So hopefully that's helpful. Get out there and practice, and best of luck to you.